Yep. We're out here at the Revolutionary Bar and Grill tonight. It's a beautiful night here in Central Florida. So I thought I'd do this out here. But I appreciate every one of you being here. Looks like we got a pretty good bunch in here. Who we got in the house? Let's do a roll call here. Glenn Anderson was first. Yeah, there we go. Then Lori jumped in there. All right, keep praying for Lori. She's doing better, but she still needs your prayers. Let's don't forget that, guys. All right, who else we got here? Oh, wow. Let me see. Nick L's with us. Yeah, thanks, Nick. I appreciate it, buddy. Glenn Anderson. There we go. Debbie Jones and Rob is here. I'm sure Rob's with her. We gotta get some ammo, girl. We gotta take that little pop gun you got over to the gun range so we can have some fun. I tried to title this video tonight. You're in danger, but we're gonna take your guns anyway. YouTube wouldn't let me do that. Don't know why.
I'm shocked.
Yeah. Glenn Anderson, yep, there we go. He's got something going on this weekend. He's making up, so he's canning some food. Look here, right here. Yeah, I knew this was coming. I knew that was coming. I don't blame you. Brag about it, brother. Kick us while we're down because it ain't gonna last long. He said suey. And Rebecca's with us. Go over there and check out her videos, guys. She puts up some really good shorts about gardening and stuff. And I'm sure they'll be helpful to you. Michelle J's with us. There we go. She wants to say hello to folks. Who else we got in here? Lynn is with us. There's my girl right there. It's one of my cheerleaders. I call her my cheerleader. Her and Tammy Joe. Tammy in here? I hadn't seen her in here. Sure, she's down here somewhere. She's always with us. Oh, come on. I know you. There she is. There went my comments. They just blinked out. Yeah, there we go. Tammy Joe's with us. Buzz Runner's in the house. Yeah. Philip Dixon. All right. His wife had a little medical procedure yesterday, so he got a lot going on. He dropped in for a minute. Wanted to say, ask for prayers. So let's give them to him, folks. Let's pray for Ginger. That's his wife. There's the Iowa crowd. Sorry, I got the best part back with me tonight. No, I'm not sorry. I'm glad she's back. I missed her so much. You can't leave people like me alone. Sorry, we need some care.
You need breakfast cooked.
Yeah, that's right. You leave us unattended, you never know.
Truth.
Never know what might happen.
Tell the truth.
Metal's in the house with us. Yeah, who else? We got anybody? Here we go. Yeah, Wanda Landry. Thank you for coming in. I do appreciate it. Who else we got? I think that's about it right now, but I do appreciate every one of you that came in here. You're going to get a little glare off my glasses when I look down at the computer here. So please forgive me. If you have any questions, post them in all caps. I might actually be able to see them tonight since the computer's right here in my face.
You do have an assistant.
Yeah. Lady Prepper's here with me. She keeps an eye on that for me most of the time. So we might as well get on to the fun.
There goes an airplane.
Thank you, Tammy Joe, for reminding her. I appreciate that very much. But let's get on to you're going to hear some aircraft noise. OIA is down the road here, and they're using their west side runway tonight. So you're going to hear some aircraft noise. Broke Stacker's with us. All right. Let's see what we got going here. We all saw this week, and that just pretty much means no, don't do it again. And if she does it again, there ain't a damn thing they can do to her. It's a disgrace that this person is sitting in our hallowed political halls, and that there's got to, I'm thinking somewhere along the way they're going to have to make a law where our lawmakers have to be born in the United States of America. I know the president has to be. President has to be a natural-born American, and but that's the only office. You know, the rest of those federal offices can be held by people that were born somewhere else and they came over here and now they're citizens. But, you know, this right here is a perfect example of why we need to change that law. But is that me being xenophobic? I don't think so. I think Americans need to make American laws. It's that simple. Hillbill, you didn't miss anything, buddy. We're just getting kicked off. Thank you for coming in here. But that right there is a good example of why our country is falling apart. And it's absolutely falling apart, guys. You see it every day, you know, in the news. But it's all rigged. That's a story I wanted to kick off on right here. Pennsylvania yesterday, the voting machines, they were already rigging the election up there, just right off the bat. And the voting machines were screwed up and was recording no votes for yes votes and switching candidates and all kinds of stuff up there. But that's normal. I mean, we know that's coming. The Democrats have perfected cheating at the ballot box. And the only way the Republicans are ever going to win another major election is to learn how to do the same thing. It's that simple. Patriot Ordinance is with us. Yeah, you're right. It fell apart. That's right. They keep telling us, you know, a recession's coming, a recession is here. Interest rates are through the roof. Prices are going crazy. You can't afford to buy a house anymore. And they keep telling us a recession is coming. No, we are in a recession. It won't be long before, you know, it's probably going to be a depression. So get ready for it. You know the difference in a recession and a depression, right? A recession is when your neighbor loses his job. A depression is when you lose your job. That's the only difference. So it's coming, guys. Just get ready for it. Now, we're going to get into a little more of that here later. But did any of you watch that debate last night? I mean, I watched those things just to see what happens. And there was one thing that happened last night that was absolutely awesome. Vivek Ramaswamy come out, and that dude was swinging for the fence, man. He got on everybody right off the bat in his opening statement. And this is part of it I wanted to share with you because I thought it was pretty awesome. Watch this.
And so the fact of the matter is, I mean, Kristen, I'm going to use this time because this is actually about you in the media and the corrupt media establishment. Ask you, the Trump-Russia collusion hoax that you pushed on this network for years, was that real or was that Hillary Clinton made up disinformation? Answer the question. Go.
Mr. Roberts.
Sorry. This is how we get our country back.
All they could do is sit there and just sit there and look at him.
Burn.
They didn't want to answer that question because they know they lied. For all of those years, they lied. And he called them out on it. And he wasn't the only one they called out. If you didn't watch his entire opening statement, you need to go find it and watch it because it was awesome. He attacked everybody, the Republican Party, the media, you know, the people running against him. That dude stepped up there. I saw one news report today that said he pissed off everybody in politics except Donald Trump. And I think that's true. I think that's probably the truth. That dude stepped on everybody's toes, and he didn't give a damn.
His numbers went down bad today. It was kind of probably the wrong thing for him to do.
That's what they want you to think.
Really?
Yeah.
It didn't.
You never know with these poll numbers. You never know. You never know the truth. So I think it did him some good.
He was feisty.
I got a lot more respect for him now. That's for damn sure than I did before that. So it worked here in this household. So I'm thinking he would probably be a good number 2 man. Linda's here. All right. A little late. That's all right. Man, hey, I just appreciate you being here. Come on back and catch what you missed because some of it was pretty good. But let's move on here. How about that judge over there in the Trump trial?
Good Lord.
This guy right here. This right here. Now, being very familiar with the legal process, when this guy said this, he gave them all the grounds they need for an appeal. if Trump is found guilty.
It
That's
should be a
it.
mistrial. Shouldn't
That's it.
Just
Yeah,
one.
it should have been a mistrial right after he said that. Yeah. But that right there just killed all of his credibility. And if that wasn't enough, they found out this guy was posting naked selfies on the internet.
That's just
this
gross.
this guy's a piece of work, man.
He's so gross.
And this is one of those trials where you don't have a jury. It's it's all determined by the judge, and from the previous rulings by this guy, and then he said that. It's pretty obvious that there is no fairness involved in what's going on with Donald Trump. But that's okay, because I did some research and I found out that even if he is found guilty of a felony, he can still run for president. That's right, he can. For a long time I said, well, they hope they can find him guilty of a felony so he can't run. Don't matter. It does not matter. He can still run, and he can still win, and he can still be sworn in, and he could still, in the first minute of his presidency, say, I pardon myself of all the previous crimes I've been accused of. And there's not a damn thing they can do about it if he wins. That's the thing. They're going to try to crush this guy, and I don't think it really matters. I think if he is convicted, that he will get even more votes than he's going to get if he's not convicted. But I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. Once. I thought I made a mistake and I didn't. Hey.
You
All
see
right.
what I live with?
Hey, you live with perfection.
Oh, yeah. All right, then.
And how about this deal with the Supreme Court? They took up the case, the Rahami case, which is a red flag law case. And you guys know how I feel about the red flag law. It's just absolutely corrupt crap. But Fox is reporting that somehow, I don't know how they figured this out. It has nothing to do with what Hunter's involved with. That case has nothing to do with somebody lying on an ATF gun purchase form. Nothing. But for some reason, Fox seems to think that, if the Supreme Court strikes down that case, that's going to help Hunter Biden. I just don't get it. I guess they just don't care about the truth. But, I mean, hell, it is Fox. Fox is just like all the other news organizations. They're fake. They're only going to report what they want to report. And they're going to put their slant on it. But it looks like they're running cover for Hunter. This time they are. They're running cover for Hunter, and that's Fox News. I mean, it's that simple. You can run for president if you've been convicted of a felony, but you can't vote. Exactly. That's right.
Oh, my God. Right.
Unless you've been pardoned. If he wins and he pardons himself, then he can vote. But you're absolutely right. Ain't that only in America? Only in America. God bless America. What other kind of crazy did we get this way? Here we go. The Air Force and the Space Force. They upped the age of recruitment to 42 years old.
Oh, my gosh.
Which means one thing. It means they're not getting anybody to join, those branches of the military. But they're not getting anybody to join pretty much any branch of the military. But what this also does, people don't see it, but I do. If there's a draft anytime in the near future, that up that age from 36 to 42. They can draft you up to 42 years of age. That's exactly what that was about. But hey, I don't have to worry about that. I'm way beyond that, But like I told you last week, if it ever gets to the point to where we have to defend our homeland, it's going to be guys like me, gray beard, gray hair. We're going to be the ones fighting. Them soy latte sucking Gen Z, no. Millennials, no. They couldn't fight. They couldn't if they had to. It's going to be us. It's that simple. We're going to be the ones that has to do it. The military realizes that now, and that's why they up the age limit, because they know they have to have some older guys with a little sense that have some backbone and will get up and fight for this country.
Sorry.
That's all right. Slamming the door over there.
Sorry, letting the dog out. Let the dog in, let the dog out.
Tucker, that's my boy right there. But let's get on to one of the main reasons why we're here tonight. Actually, the main reason. Wait a minute. I got a comment here. I got a post up here. Screw that. My boys are not going in any draft. That's the problem right there. You know, this country as it is not worth fighting for. I mean, my son was in the military. He was an Army Ranger for a long time. He did 2 tours in Iraq. Matter of fact, his unit was the first one that went into Iraq. And when they cornered Saddam's boys, my son's squad was the one that took them out. They're the ones that kicked the door in, filled their faces full of lead. But now things are a little different. The country is nowhere near what it used to be. That's for damn sure. And the question is this country worth fighting for anymore? I'm old school. I got to fight for the country. God, family, country. That's what we used to say back in the day. But that's just me. Things are different now. All right. The Huga Homestead, I think you said. You sent me an email explaining that. No, it's pronounced Huga. But that means happiness. That's a happy homestead. I appreciate the email. I do. Thank you. But I'm old, so, if I'm pronouncing it wrong.
Huga.
Huga Homestead. That's my fault if I pronounced it wrong. I'm old and I'm Southern. How's that? That's a good excuse. Thank you for being here, though. Appreciate you coming back. Yeah, that was Tucker. All the noise was Tucker. But you got to think about it, guys, because it might come down to, your children, your grandchildren, your nieces, nephews, or whatever getting drafted. It might come down to that. And I don't know. Like I said last week, I don't think they could actually arrest and institutionalize everybody that don't show up. There's just going to be too many of them. So we'll see how that shakes out. Might happen, might not. We'll see. But this came out the other day. A Nashville shooter targeted children with white privilege. Now, how brainwashed and stupid do you have to be if you are a white person and you want to kill white people because they are white? That is what is happening in our country. And the Nashville Police Department and the mayor up there, they went batshit crazy when the few pages that were released, got out to the public, because they were trying to hide them from everybody. And they thought that was pretty much over. They thought they had pretty much taken care of all of that. But when those pages were released, they went into hyperbolic, investigative mode. And I can tell you right now, being a former member of the Nashville Metro Police Department, a retired supervisor there, that they thought they had put that to bed and it was all over. But now they want somebody's ass because they released what the administration up there didn't want released. And that's why I left there when I did. That is a corrupt bunch of political assholes running that Nashville Police Department. That's why I bailed, and that's why I have no quorums about calling them out. They're rotten to the core. They have been for many years, and it's gotten worse since I left. So I don't give a damn what they think about somebody releasing that manifesto. They should have done it months ago, but they didn't want to because it was against what that liberal administration up there wanted you to see. They didn't want you to see it. Tennessee is a great state, guys, but Nashville is a miserable ass place. And I don't know why so many people are moving there. They say it's because there's no, state income tax. Well, shit, they don't need one because you got sales tax up there. It's 10%, 10% on everything.
Even food, right?
Food, everything. And then if you buy a car or a boat, a house, you got to pay a luxury tax on top of that. They don't need a state income tax because they're starving you to death, paying that 10% on food. Plus the property taxes are through the roof. That was one of the great things that happened as far as Nashville goes. When they moved an NFL team there, they were going to have to, everybody knew they were going to have to raise property taxes to build a stadium and pay for the team and all of that. And the mayor said, no, we're not going to raise taxes. This is the current rate and that's where it's going to stay. And he kept his word. But they sent tax assessors out, reassessed everybody's property, doubled the value, and then you were paying the same percentage on twice as much value. That's the way Nashville works. That's a perfect way to explain it right there. That's a bunch of assholes up there, guys. Don't ever go to Nashville, ever. If you do, you better take your food with you because they're going to stick you when you buy something. All right, then. Look at this right here I ran across. Whoop, wrong one. Excuse me, guys. My fault. Right here. There we go. This is from a news organization called The Black Man. They report minority news. That's their main objective. And this is what they found out. That all races of people, not just white people, it's not just that white supremacy stuff going on that Joe Biden wants to tell you about. All races are arming themselves because they see what's coming. And one of the points they brought up, if you can see it there, it's highlighted, the last couple of lines there. During the mass shootings that's been going on, over 99% of the active shooter incidents have one thing in common. Apparently, no one was armed in order to protect themselves. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight. If you're not able to protect yourself when you go out in public, you're asking for trouble. Let me show you another little video clip here. It was actually a week ago today. Watch this guy.
Here in the United States, our most immediate concern is that violent extremists, individuals or small groups, will draw inspiration from the events in the Middle East to carry out attacks against Americans going about their daily lives.
How about that? You got the top cop in the country warning Americans that just doing whatever they do every day, taking your kids to school, going shopping, filling up at the gas station, there's a threat to you. So the government should really step up and help us out with that, don't you think? But a couple of things happened this week after that that was absolutely ridiculous. First, we got Elizabeth Warren, from Massachusetts, a couple of Congress people there. Of course, Blumenthal, he's a douchebag. We know that. He's the one that misremembered going to Vietnam. Yeah, he thought he had been to Vietnam, but actually he wasn't. But a couple of congressmen, one from California and then one from here in Florida, Debbie Wasserman Schultz, living proof that reptilians are real. They all signed on to this and they introduced it into law in the House and the Senate to try to run background checks on ammunition purchases. They also want to limit ammunition purchases. You can only buy so much each month and then they cut you off. But that wasn't the worst part. The worst part was our friend and our loving Senator Cory Booker. He introduced a law that Americans have to get a federal license to purchase a gun. This is the guy that don't want anybody to have a voter ID, but he wants everybody to have a permit to buy their gun.
Every gun.
Every gun. Here's the thing, that permit is good for 5 years. You have to get it for each gun you buy. And then at the end of that 5 years, you have to renew that permit. What's up?
He was talking to Tucker, trying
Oh.
to get him to be quiet.
Tucker ain't going to be quiet. So while the head law enforcement officer in our country is telling us you're under threat in your everyday life, we have politicians trying to disarm us, trying to keep us from being able to purchase firearms and ammunition. So, you know what I got to say about that? Screw them. I was going to use another word, but I kind of controlled myself there. Screw them. They can kiss all of this redneck boy's white ass, because if I want to buy a gun, I'm going to go buy a gun. And if they don't like it, they can come and try to take it. They ain't going to be pretty when they do. You know, I'm probably going to lose, but I ain't going to go out alone. It's that simple. And you need to have the same mentality. When you have the director of the FBI telling you you need to be careful because there's threats out there in your everyday life. We have an open border, and we know there are terrorist cells within the United States. And then you have politicians trying to disarm you. No. You just need to remember the Second Amendment, okay? They can do all they want to try to take it down. And one day they probably will. But until then, you arm yourself to the teeth. I know YouTube ain't going to like this video. I probably ain't going to get my normal 8 cents from my live feed here. But you better get ready, guys. You better get them now. You better get all you can to feed them now. Because eventually they're going to push that through. And you need to have what you need before that happens. Jump out there and get it. Get trained with it. I keep telling you guys this. I'm telling you, you're going to need it. Get trained with it. Get proficient with it. And then you'll be ready. All right? Because it's coming. You're exactly right, Buzz. They want to disarm us for one reason. They're afraid of us. They want to be able to control the people. And the only way they can do that is disarm us. That's why they're going after veterans so hard, because the last thing they want to fight is a trained fighter. That's why, they're even trying to push that on, retired police officers. They're trying to disarm retired police. They don't want anybody that's been trained with a firearm to be able to have a firearm, because then that's a threat they won't have to face. What does that make you think? That means they got plans, guys. They do. They have plans, and they're trying to disarm the people that can stop them. And the only way that can happen is if we don't let it happen. It's going to get ugly, and they keep pushing. They're eventually going to try to get it there, but it ain't going to work, because there's too many of us that's not going to let that happen. You know what? You've heard of 3%ers. You know why they're called the 3%ers? Because when this country fought England for freedom, 3% of the population stood up and fought. Now, if we can just get 3% of this population to get the same mentality and to be ready, there's no way in the world that this oppressive administration we have right now could ever defeat us. No way. They want my monetization. They might actually take this video down. But I don't care. It's time to step up, folks. Like you were talking about, they're not going to draft your kids. They're not going to draft your, whatever. Yeah, you got to be willing to defend that. And that means stepping up all the way, not just part of the way. Because our generation is the one that'll do it. Don't forget that. We're the ones that'll do it. Get ready, guys. It's coming. I think I've covered pretty much everything I wanted to talk about tonight. What was that, Bill? What we got here? Force of 3 million. Yeah, if we take just 3% of the population right now, we're talking, 9 million people. There's no way they can fight that. It's impossible. No way. Plus, here's another thing. They think that if they give that order, all the military is just going to follow that order. No, it's not going to happen. No. There's many in the military that'll tell them stick it. And they think that, a lot of these local police departments will back them up and go out and do that work. No, I can tell you absolutely 100% for sure. That's not going to happen the way they think it's going to. No way. I know from both of those perspectives, so it ain't going to happen. If they ever do try something like that, they're going to wish they didn't. It'll be the end of them. It's that simple. All right, got to get out of here, guys. I've run over my 30 minutes. I appreciate you being here with me. I got off on a rant, but it's a rant that needed to be got off on. It's that simple. Arm yourself. Do it. Get plenty of ammo. Get it while you can. There's already a shortage in the United States of 9mm and 5.56. They're sending it all overseas to the Ukrainians. And if you run across it and you can get it, get it. Look on the line for specials. They're out there. Just got to find them. So, all right, a couple of things I want to mention to you before I get out of here. Saturday's Veterans Day. All right. Please remember our veterans. A lot of them out there need our help. If you know one, thank them. Thank them for their service. Let them know that you appreciate what they did. And another thing. Oh, wait a minute. I almost forgot something. If you have a smartphone, but you don't have a smart TV, I found this cable. It's HDMI on one side and C connection on the other. Hooks into my phone and my TV. If you don't have a smart TV, but you have a smartphone, you can buy this cable, hook it up between your phone and your TV, and then all of your video apps you can watch on TV. I want to tell you guys about that. There's a link down there below. Just click on that link and it'll take you, boom, straight to Amazon. It's an affiliate link, so if you do use that, they have to kick me a couple of pennies back. I also opened up an Amazon store this week. Got some items in there that I've promoted in the past. If you go there and check that out, I'd appreciate it. That link's below. Even if you don't want to buy anything, just go over and look around. You might find something you want. But I'd appreciate it if you'd support that for me. It costs you no more money. If you go search that for those items for yourself on Amazon, it would cost you the exact same price. But if you buy it through my store, hey, they got to pay me. It's that simple. They're affiliate links, so they have to pay me. Bill gonna get one. Yeah, they're nice to have, actually. Get one and get a backup, brother. 2 is 1 and 1 is none. It's that simple. 3 is even better, but I know you and your situation. Get you one and get you a backup. We got them here, and when we're out camping and if we're out of range of TV, it's nice to be able to use that data on the phone and bam, hook it straight up to our TV in our camper and watch whatever we want to watch. So if you go check that out, I'd appreciate it. What we got here? What do you think of the new Speaker of the House? He is the man.
Yeah, I like him.
There's got to be a reason, though. I mean, it's kind of unusual that they go from a rhino, a guy that's basically a Democrat, and McCarthy, and then they bring this guy in there that's a hardline, conservative. Something's up.
And they all voted for him.
So, yeah, and it was unanimous on the Republican Party. They all voted for him. So something's up, guys. I'm telling you, be careful. They didn't do that they did that for a reason. They didn't do it for nothing.
He seems sharp though.
He's a smart guy. He's on the ball. He's a good, honest, American. He's a Christian. That pisses off more people than anything else that he's a Christian. So we got to support this guy. Hopefully he'll be there for a while. But something's up. I'm telling you. All right, then. I'm going to get out of here, let you guys go on. Appreciate you Thursday night. Appreciate your time. Thank you very much, guys. Stay strong. Keep prepping and pray for the United States of America. The Orlando Prepper is out.